What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Piece It Together podcast. And today we're going to go into a little bit of detail about every single saga and arc in One Piece in order.
So grab your straw hats and snacks, sit back and relax, and let's talk about One Piece.
Wealth, fame, power. Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, attained this and everything else the world had to offer, and his dying words drove countless souls to the sea. You want my treasure? You can have it. I left everything I gathered together in one place. Now you just have to find it. These words lured men to the Grand Line in pursuit of dreams greater than they'd ever dared to imagine. This is the time known as the Great Podcast Era. Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. One Piece.
So, Bri, in this podcast today, we're not going to really go over like the filler episodes. Mainly going to go over like canon episodes, or canon arcs, I should say.
We won't get to talk about what was it? The
Ocean Dream.
Was it? Yeah, Ocean Dream. We can't talk about the Ocean Dream arc,
Nope.
and we can't talk about the Whiskey Peak. The not Drum Island either. It's the one with Appice.
Oh,
Warship Island.
yeah.
We can't talk
Warship
about
Island.
Warship Island or Ocean Dreams,
Yep.
unfortunately, which I really
Unfortunately.
like both of those.
They are. They're great. They're great arcs. I mean, but they're not canon to One Piece, so we're not going to mention them. You know, that's just how it is. For time's sake and everything.
Keep the facts straight today, guys.
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna piece it together. Isn't that right?
Correctly. Yes.
So in One Piece there is 11 sagas, and there is 32 canon arcs. I think there's like 37 with the filler arcs if you count filler.
And that doesn't sound big at all.
No,
that
it doesn't.
doesn't sound like it'd be that bad, but One Piece is so long.
It is.
It's not long enough though.
It could always be longer.
That's right. I'm trying to catch the ops out there, the fake One Piece likers. I'm like, it's just not long enough.
Gotcha. You thought.
Yeah, just there's a show out there that probably needs more episodes. Which anime do you think needs more episodes?
Naruto.
Well, One Piece is already long.
One Piece is long enough. So for the first saga, we have the East Blue Saga. So in East Blue Saga, there's 6 arcs in the East Blue Saga. Starting from in order, the first arc is Romance Dawn. It's like 3 episodes, something like that. It's like the first 3 episodes,
which is what One Piece was originally going to be called.
Yep, exactly.
But it's not a romance. That's why. That's the pilot name. It's Romance
Pirate Dawn.
The pirate episode instead of the pilot episode.
Yeah, the pirate episode. Pirate Bay. Then you have Orange Town. Nami introduced. Surt Village. Usopp's introduced. I'm gonna say this name wrong. There's gonna be a lot of that going on in this podcast.
It's the
Baratier. Sanji's introduced. Then you have Arlong, which is like, I would say is the first kind of longish arc in One Piece is Arlong arc. And then you have Logtown.
And Arlong arc is like Arlong arc. Yeah, I mean that's the correct thing, but I meant to say park.
Yeah, Arlong Park arc.
Arlong arc. Arlong arc. I feel like I'm a fucking seal over here.
Oh my gosh. The seal, like that one seal in One Piece episode.
Arlong Park arc is like the first meaty episode. It's like if you make it to Arlong Park and you're not hooked on the show yet and you haven't cried yet, I mean, you might want to give up. I would say keep going. I mean, a lot of people say keep going, like get to this arc, get to that arc, but I'm just not one of those people that says it takes like 300 plus episodes to get into the show. I just don't believe that. I don't believe you have to wait that long for the show to get good. Like, I think the show is good from the first episode. Like, the first episode's iconic. I could literally watch that any day. And it would just be like nostalgic and awesome.
The first little bit of One Piece, I feel like it can be slow.
Yeah, the pacing can be slow. It can be at times. It's got the old,
because I mean, One Piece came out in like 98, if I remember correctly, and it was, you know, in the 90s era. So like anime style between like today style and the 90s style, the story writing's different, the style, art style is different, everything's different. So like if you're watching from 2024 and you're used to watching, you know, My Hero, you're used to watching 2024 animes, and you go watch something from 1998, the story writing's going to be slower. It's not going to be as fast paced as it is in today's standard. So that's why like people always say get to episode 300. That's when it gets good, because that story writing switches.
Pacing gets a little bit shorter. Yeah, some of the arcs are paced well and some of them are not. Like I thought that it took forever to get through Skypiea, but then there's some that I feel like go by really fast. But if you compare One Piece to other animes, he doesn't leave anything out. No. He does not. He really takes his time with writing everything. Exactly. Like, say All Might goes and gets hurt somewhere, and then he recuperates, and then you don't see him for a while, and then he comes back and he's perfectly fine. Oda, if he had wrote that, you would see a full arc of him being in the cave and being lost and coming back and like having a whole like, you know, flashback, and then when he comes back, you would get to see his first moments of him coming back, and it would just all be really epic. Like he makes the pacing go slow so that when you get to the climax of it, it's just very like epic moment. He just makes everything an epic moment.
Oda's known for his world building. That's what One Piece is. It's a world building anime. It's the whole universe. There's so much lore, there's so much that goes into One Piece compared to these other animes. Other animes have so many just missing elements that you don't get to understand about, but One Piece, every detail you understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's explained. Like, it's so good. And you can have a favorite character so easily in this show that isn't the main character. It's so easy to have a favorite character in the show that isn't the main character, because every single person in One Piece has such an in-depth backstory. You can see like their childhood. You can, you know, you can piece together what happened in their teenage years and their adult years, and then you get to see what they're like when they're old. Like we saw that the older guy, Hyogoro the Flower.
Yep.
You heard how he was a badass when he was young. But we're seeing him right now where Luffy's protecting him. That's the freaking world building. If we just saw him as an old man getting help, and then, you know, whenever Luffy leaves and they part ways, he's like, yes, that boy is gonna do well. And then somebody walks up to him and is like, Hyogoro, why didn't you tell him what he was doing wrong? Oh, he'll figure it out. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that where Luffy didn't know who he was and like then he left. You know what I mean? You actually get to see a whole lot of the individual other characters in One Piece and really, really get attached to them.
Yep. So continuing that world building, you have the second saga.
Well, Logtown. We gotta talk about Logtown.
We did. We talked about Logtown. It's Buggy. It's Buggy's arc. That's where Buggy's introduced. Or actually, I think Buggy's introduced in Orange Town. But Buggy, that's like his whole town. Is Logtown?
That's when we first meet Smoker, the guy that first coined the term Mugiwara. Straw hats.
Yeah.
That's how they got their name.
Smoker.
I can't wait to see how they do that in the live action. I'm very excited to see Smoker in the live action.
I know, me too. I can't wait.
All right. So next up we have the Alabasta Saga, which this one's really cool. First up, we have the Reverse Mountain arc, Whiskey Peak, Little Garden, Drum Island, and then at the very end it says the Alabasta arc, which would be like actually in the Sandlands and stuff. Yes, exactly. So Reverse Mountain is where they meet Laboon, which definitely has to be one of my favorite arcs ever, because meeting Laboon, oh my goodness.
It's Laboon, guys.
That backstory. I love Laboon.
Laboon.
And Whiskey Peak. I have a lot to say about Whiskey Peak. So first of all, this is when we have our first appearance of Robin, but I didn't know that Robin was going to be such a prevalent character. Like, I never expected thinking like, oh yeah, she should join Luffy's crew. You know, I mean, obviously she has the awesome poneglyph reading abilities, but I just think it's so funny to mention that Ian Sinclair, the guy who voices the dub version of Brook, whenever we were at the One Piece panel in SC Greenville Comic Con, he had mentioned that Miss All Sunday, which was, I'm pretty sure that was Robin's name in Baroque Works, he said that was his favorite villain because we love Robin. Like, I mean, technically she's a villain. Technically, I mean, she's not really a villain. She was just kind of an antagonist, I feel. Well, at the time,
she did start out as a villain. Like, didn't she like leak secrets to Crocodile? She was working. Like, she was working for Crocodile. She was telling Crocodile like the straw hats.
She was basically nabbed as a slave. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
But I did see a meme the other day. I did see a meme the other day where Crocodile looked really sweet. And he was being sweet to Robin as a kid, but I don't know how early he had her. But yeah, that's the Baroque Works Whiskey Peak.
Yep.
And then we have Little Garden, which
Little
Garden. Dorian Broggy. Yeah, bub. This is the first time that you ever see Usopp's foreshadowing his, what is it called, future sight. This is when you see Usopp's future sight really come into play.
Yep.
Because it's the giant goldfish turd.
Yep. Lastly, he sits there and he talks about all of those stories and stuff that he's experienced that he really hasn't experienced, and then later on you get to see it unfold for real and get to see his reaction to it. And then you have
Drum Island.
Yeah, one of my favorites. Absolutely love Drum Island. This is where this guy right here joins the Straw Hats. Drum Island arc. And then you have one of your not one of your favorite villains, but like one of your favorite Devil Fruit villains. Or I remember in the past episodes you chose the Munch fruit, which is the devil fruit that
the one that Wapol has.
Yeah, Wapol has for Luffy, right? I think it was. Yeah, it was the Munch fruit for Luffy. That's the main antagonist, or the main villain, I should say, in Drum Island. And then you have the biggest Alabasta arc. Crocodile and Luffy go at it. That's where the famous saying comes from. What's the famous saying, baby?
Sashibari da na, Mugiwara.
Hey, I love it when you do that. That's great.
I love it when I do that. It's like literally the fan base. I think I've said it before. The fan base for that one like voice memo, that one sound, that one line has a bigger fan base than Crocodile
himself. Yeah, people love Crocodile. Don't get me wrong. I was surprised. I mean, I've seen a lot of Crocodile cosplays lately. A lot. I was surprised to see that many. Like, usually I'm used to seeing like Luffy's, like everyone's Luffy, but no, people were being Crocodile, and I was like, dang.
Croco boy.
Then you
I want to know what his secret is. I'm sorry. I just really want to know what Crocodile's secret is.
What do you mean?
That Ivankov knows.
Oh.
Whenever they freed him from the jail cell, they were like, "You better help Straw Hat, or I'll tell him your secret." And he like got all blushed up, and I was like, "What's your secret?"
Oh, Crocky boy.
There are theories that he used to be a woman, or that he's Croco Mom, and it's actually Luffy's mother.
Oh my goodness, not Luffy's mom.
Yes.
That's great.
Tell us what you guys think about that in the comments.
Please, don't forget to subscribe and like this video also.
Croco boy! Croco Mom.
So we have the next saga, which is Skypiea saga. This is where they go and they hear about is it Nolan the Liar?
Nolan the Liar, absolutely.
That's where they hear about Nolan the Liar, and they also go up to Skypiea, the sky place, the clouds, the city in the clouds, as one would say, and they meet Enel. They fight Enel
and the Skypieans, and they meet the what is it called? It starts with an S. It's not Shandarai.
I have no idea what you.
Know.
Yeah,
it's the other people that live on Skypiea.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Shandorai or something like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. And then Skypiea saga is arguably the most important saga in One Piece. Period. Everything comes back to Skypiea, even in 800 episodes from now. References to Skypiea will come back. There's so much foreshadowing in Skypiea that Oda hid, which I absolutely love. That's part of world building. That's part of why One Piece is the greatest anime ever. Is because
you don't know it. You're watching it, and you're like, wow, this is really cool. This is a really epic moment. Because it's an epic moment, it becomes a core memory for you. Like when he jumped up and you could see him in the sky. That happens so much later, and it's the epic moment again. So it's like he's not reusing the epic moment. It's like it's foreshadowing for how awesome he was going to be because we didn't know his potential back then.
So, if I remember correctly, Skypiea came out in 2003, 2004. Somewhere around there, right? 20 years later, they still reference Skypiea. Isn't that crazy? 20 years later, they reference Skypiea. That's how far Oda's future sight was. That's how far he planned this.
I know. He really had this thought out before he even wrote it. He put stuff so early. Like it's godlike how he could do that so early. I mean, and us not figure it out too.
Take Whiskey Peak or Reverse Mountain and all that. Take Smoker, for instance, the mysterious man that stopped Smoker. 15 years later, you find out who that mysterious man is. I'm not gonna spoil it for people who are super early, but you find out who that mysterious man is, and it's like, what? But he finally released who that guy was 15 years later. So
then you have to go from the Alabasta saga all the way down to Thriller Bark. So this was 2 or 3 sagas before we meet Brook. And then it's like, oh my gosh, he didn't take very long to get around to us meeting one of the members of Laboon's crew, but now it's going to take forever for them to meet again. Now that's the thing we're all waiting on. It's epic moment, epic moment, epic moment.
There's no way that they're not going to meet.
They are going to meet. They're so going to meet. I mean, he's Bones. Nothing's going to happen to him. Oh my God. I'm just imagining it. He's not gonna have any skin, but I feel like Laboon's gonna recognize him. I don't care if it's been 50 years. It could be 100. It could be 150 years. When he starts playing Binks's brew, Laboon's gonna fucking cry, and the sea level's gonna rise 500 meters.
It's gonna be like Zhao. I think it's the elephant's name, where he comes out of the ocean. Yeah, when he comes out of the ocean. Zoe. Yeah, when he comes out of the ocean for the first time or something like that. They first see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
he's gonna wail. He is a whale, but he's gonna wail.
And then we have the next saga after Skypiea.
Water 7. Okay, so this is Long Land.
Yeah, that's with the
Long Island.
All right. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That's with the long dog funny moment. I love that moment where Luffy looks at that long dog and he's like, huh? Just the dog it goes on forever. It's like that. I love
probably over the whole planet.
Yeah. I love it. Everything on the island's long. That's just so funny to me. It's just a long boy.
And then we have Water 7, which I really love because Frankie is awesome.
Yes, he is.
And I really like Kaku because he gets mistaken for Usopp.
Yep.
And then we meet Sniper King somewhere in there.
Kaku.
Right, exactly.
Not really,
Kaku
guys.
and Sniper King comes in at the exact same time.
just because conveniently.
Because Usopp is not Sniper King. We all know that. That's the dumbest theory ever.
It's
not confirmed yet.
People who say Usopp is Sniper King are totally capping.
Totally cap.
Yeah.
They look nothing alike.
Nothing.
So, Next is Annie's Lobby.
Yep.
This is where we have I Want to Live.
The I Want to Live moment by Robin. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then post Annie's Lobby. Freaking Annie's Lobby is super good. Like, that's one of the awesomest arcs ever.
So,
like, if you get to Annie's Lobby and you're still not hooked on the show,
something's wrong.
I feel lost for you.
Yeah.
I feel lost for you if you watch Annie's Lobby and you feel nothing. I am so sorry that you just can't enjoy One Piece like us.
Real men cry at the I Want to Live moment.
Yes, real men cry over a ship.
And then you have post Annie's Lobby, which is when the Going Merry is gone and the Sunny.
Yeah, if you don't cry over a ship,
if you don't cry over a ship, like my heart's hurting just thinking about it, like thinking about this scene.
Look,
yeah. She's
right here. She's also right.
Yeah, right here.
Right over there on your side.
Yeah, right here.
Trying to point.
Yep. She's right there. The Sunny. I mean the Mary. I like both. Don't give me that look.
Did you just misgender my lady?
Oh my goodness. I did not misgender the ship, I promise you.
Look, I gotta let you know. She got shooters out there, and I'm one of them. Alright? She got ops.
Hey. Alright. Chill out now. you got the arms fruit. Hey,
yeah, that's right.
If you watch our last episode, you'll know well, that's a funny inside joke. I think the arms fruit means you have multiple arms versus weapons for some reason.
Yes. So
after the post Annie's Lobby, you have the Thriller Bark saga and arc. It's Brooke's introduction, and I always consider Thriller Bark saga to be like the Halloween arc.
Yes, me too.
Because it's like bats in it. It's got like pumpkins in it. It's got talking trees and zombies. At one point, doesn't it have a unicorn that's a zombie? It's like a unicorn.
I don't remember a unicorn, but I'm just waiting for them to have a Christmas or a beach episode. When are we gonna have our One Piece chilling at the beach episode where they're relaxing and not getting attacked?
The whole anime is a beach episode.
Well, for Nami it is.
Yeah, for Nami especially. He's always at the beach, and so is Robin. And Sanji's over there making them food and drinks. All they do is chill. And then
That's true.
But yeah, Brooke's introduced in the Thriller Bark saga and arc, and then Gecko Moria is there, and they fight Gecko Moria, beat him up, say haha.
Isn't he the one that goes
Yes, that's the one where Frankie does his skywalk. Frankie does his version of skywalk. Yes, that's
and then Oars, where Luffy wakes up as his shadow in Oars' body, and he goes
it's super loud. They have to work together to defeat that giant.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to follow him because Luffy is a free spirit.
Yep. Because
he's a happy boy.
Don't say it like that. Oh my gosh.
I'm trying to hint at something without saying something. You're welcome.
Then we have the next saga.
Oh my gosh, and this is my favorite one. I mean, look at me. I mean, what do you think my favorite saga is? This is the Saba Odi, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, Marineford, and the post-war arc. This is all
the Summit
called
War.
The Summit War Saga, which I did not know that. It's my absolute favorite series of arcs back to back, but I had no idea what the name of this arc was. So I'm learning something today. Summit War Saga. So starting off with Saba Odi, this is when they go to Fishman Island, and they have like their they have their boat coated in a bubble, and they can free slaves and talk to mermaids, and it's awesome. And then Amazon Lily is when they all get split up, and they're all going to different islands.
3 day, 2 years?
Yes, 3 days, 2 years.
Yep.
and Luffy gets flown onto the island of Amazon Lily. I always act up when I mention Boa Hancock because I'm just like, I have to like Amazon Lily, the island of only ladies. I love this arc so much. I just really quick I want to mention when he ate the mushrooms and they broke out over his whole body, and the girls were trying to remove the last mushroom and they couldn't. And they were like, we just want to see your family jewels. Show us your family jewels. He's like, I can't show you my family jewels. They're part of me. And that's all those people are thinking about now on Amazon Lily is how they can see his family jewels. But they're not jewels.
I removed the last mushroom. Oh my goodness.
It's so funny. We learned so much about all of them in Amazon Lily. It's so cool. Super, super great. That's my appearance.
Boa Hancock.
And then Impel Down, another big favorite. I have to go into detail a little bit on all these because I just love them so much. So Impel Down, this is when Buggy is in the jail and he's looking all sexy with his like ponytail, and this is where we meet Bon Clay and the guy that runs the prison, the warden. He's taking a shit all the time. He's got diarrhea. They call him Diarrhea Man. And then you meet Ivankov, who's like the queen of the gays and is like that person from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And it's just, I love it. I love it. There's even a dominatrix lady in there.
Yes, there is.
But Bon Clay, straw boy. I'm sorry. I would marry Bon Clay if someone gave me the chance.
For real?
Yeah, I love Bon Clay, dude. He better come back. I swear to God, if I don't see him again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to see him again just as much as I need to see Laboon again. Okay, next, Marineford. Love it, but hate it. Okay? Yes. I have somewhat bargained and come to terms with Ace's unfortunate donut death. But
donut death? Don't say it like that.
I mean,
donut death. Don't say
he's the donut. I'm sorry. Like, damn. But listen. Okay, here's how I come to terms with it, right? He saw his whole family come out to save him, and his brother Luffy was literally right there with him. He did not go down in chains. He went down as a free man protecting his brother. Yep. He died in a way that he would have wanted. He didn't die by being executed. He literally died protecting his brother. And I feel like Ace's dream was to know if he should have been born or not. And I feel like at that moment he realized, yes, I should have been born because my family loves me and everyone came out here to save me. And he is his own person. And he has his own people, and it has nothing to do with him being Gold Roger's son.
True. It's true.
So, I love that arc very much, even though Baby Boy dies.
Yeah.
And then the post-war arc. You'll have to explain what that one is, because I got too excited about all the rest of them.
That's where Gecko Moria dies. By Doflamingo. That's where Sabo's introduced. Like yeah, that's where they introduced Sabo, and that is also where they actually begin their 2-year training. So that's where Luffy goes and meets what's his name? White hair guy. People are gonna crucify me in the comments. I can't remember his name. What's his name?
Rayleigh? Dark King Rayleigh?
Dark King Rayleigh. Yeah, that's where he meets Dark King Rayleigh and trains with him for 2 years. Also, I think Jinbei. That's where Jinbei like has his speech with Luffy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was very emotional. I remember that now. That was when he told everybody 3-day 2-year was right at Ace's death. They saw it and they were like, oh no, we couldn't be there for Luffy when his brother died. We couldn't be there to help him fight. And then they're like, oh no.
Because they're all split up
and
inside.
Like, okay, we'll come back. Yeah.
They all
dude, how the heck people don't give Luffy enough credit. How the heck did he write that? Such a thought out message to get him to do that. Did he have help from somebody? I don't know. So. That was smart. That was really smart strategy on Luffy's part. Like,
yeah, it is.
He's carefree as crap, but he can be smart at times.
Yeah. Then we have the
next.
the next saga, which is Fishman Island Saga. So you have your return to Sabaody. I think in that you see Kuma, the Kuma, or one of the androids. I think it's the Kuma android.
Kuma and the pacifistas.
Pacifistas, that's what it is. So you see one of the pacifistas that's like waiting at the ship, and Frankie fixes them up. I think, right? Or is it?
Does Frankie fix them up? I don't know.
He was there protecting the ship.
Why would he fix up the pacifistas though? Frankie? Frankie didn't fix him up. The other guy did. The guy that owns them and made them. Or somebody did. I don't know. Don't remember.
Basically, Sabaody arc is where the crew comes back together. That's what they mean. And then you see the astounding fake Straw Hat crew that people love.
Oh.
Yeah, people love the fake Straw Hat crew. Like someone pretending to be the Straw Hats. It's Sabaody.
Nami is over here holding a cat. Luffy looks like he's in his perpetual bounce man form.
Didn't Sanji look just like the wanted poster for Sanji at the time?
I think Sanji. No, that Sanji.
The fake Sanji.
He was super skinny. He was super skinny.
He was skinny, but his
long.
face. Oh, he had a long face. Okay.
I think he did.
I'll put a picture up.
Look it up. Look it up right now.
Okay, fake Sanji. Yeah, he was skinny. Super skinny. But he had the afro. He had the afro like Sanji's wanted poster.
Yeah, but Duval is the real fake Sanji.
Duval?
Yeah, his name is Duval, the one that actually looks like the picture.
Yeah. Which we never see again.
And then yes, we do. Yes, we see him again because he gets punched in the face, and he looks beautiful, and then they end up saving the Straw Hats somewhere.
Oh yeah. Okay. I remember now.
Because he's winking, but it's like a really weird wink. He can't do it or something.
Yeah. He strains his eyes to wink, and then you have the Fishman Island arc. Sorry.
Fishman Island.
Yep, where they actually go to Fishman Island. They have to beat
I liked Fishman Island arc.
They have to.
That was a good one.
Beat the main. Yeah, and they meet
the King Poseidon.
Hold on, what's her name? Weepy
Hoshi.
Weepy Hoshi. That's what it is.
Shirahoshi.
Poseidon, right? Sorry, spoilers. And then I think after that is a different saga. After the that's the last one on Fishman Island Saga is Fishman Arc.
All right, next we got Dressrosa Saga.
Yep.
And in the Dressrosa Saga, it's Punk Hazard and Dressrosa Arc. So in the Dressrosa Saga, this is really cool to me because I watched 600 episodes pre-time skip and stopped. And then when I wanted to come back and rewatch One Piece, I didn't start where I left off. I started at the beginning, completely at the beginning. So when I got to Dressrosa and I watched Fishman Island and Punk Hazard, because I watched the end of Return to Sabaody, but when I watched Punk Hazard, I thought oh my gosh, wow, this is it. I'm getting to the good stuff. We're in it. We're deep, That's when the first new things started to happen to me. So I really retained the information. I clearly remember Punk Hazard arc so much. One of my favorite things that happens in this arc is when they get body swapped by Trafalgar's power. And everyone's in different bodies. And Robin cannot stand for Frankie to be speaking in Chopper's body. That is a pre-time skip funny moment. You know what I mean? How you're I wish we saw Zoro smiling more. That's a pre-time skip moment right there. Is when she's don't speak in Chopper's body. Don't say such vulgar things in Chopper's body. I told you not to speak, Frankie. I'm warning you. She's
like a wife. She's like a wife to Frankie.
This is one of the main backing points I have for why I ship Robin and Frankie so hard.
Yeah.
I ship them so hard.
My favorite part of Punk Hazard is the axolotl.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like that.
Yes. And then it eats a devil fruit that appears directly before it's about to eat that basket of apples.
Yep.
I thought that was so cool because I was like, how the heck did this candy thing change like that? But that was really cool. A lot of cool things happen in Punk Hazard. Then you meet Kinemon, and Kinemon is like a dude who has his legs up on the butt of the back of a dragon. So like you first see dragons in Punk Hazard. Like that's so crazy. That's so memorable. You meet a guy who's made of gas. You see a factory where he's trying to create giants with medicine.
You have Iron Body. You do. They have that moment in Punk Hazard. Punk Hazard.
That didn't happen in Punk Hazard.
What do you mean? Iron Body didn't.
That happened in Ennie's Lobby. It was by a guy named Bluto in Ennie's Lobby.
I thought, all right. So who's the guy that has he turns his whole body hockey? That Law and Smoker both fight in Punk Hazard.
That's Vergo.
He doesn't say Iron Body when he does that.
See, when you say Iron Body, I immediately think about that line, and it was Bluto, the CP9 guy, who said that.
Okay.
So that's what it makes me think of, because that's how he said it. That was when Iron Body was kind of first introduced, because we learned that they had special powers like Skywalk and everything.
Yeah.
So I do not recall him actually saying Iron Body, but he could have.
In Punk Hazard.
Yes, in Punk Hazard. It's really cool how Vergo dies. Sorry, spoilers. It's really cool how he dies. Like, it's a cool death. I really thought he was gonna somehow outlive it though. Like, I was like, this man might come crawling back. Yeah. But I was so sick of him having stuff stuck on his face all the time. I'm like, dude, clean your face. Get the spoon off your face. What is that?
The spoon on your face.
Oda is so quirky, man. What will he think of next?
He is. Then you have the next arc after Punk Hazard, Dressrosa.
This one's cool. I feel like it's a little bit overrated, though.
Yeah, you think so?
A little bit. Maybe not. No, it's not. It's not overrated. When I really sit here and think about it, I'm like, we have God Usopp. We have him putting stars on everyone's name. We meet these little tiny fairies, the Tontada tribe, and then some people from Big Mom's crew, like not Pedro, but that other little guy, that other little lion guy.
Yeah, I like Dressrosa a lot. That's where my favorite gear's introduced, or second favorite, I should say. Gear 4. Gear 2 is my favorite. But
oh my gosh, wait, that happened in Dressrosa, Gear 4?
Yeah, that's where Gear 4 is introduced.
Ooh, yeah, Gear 4 is really cool. Okay, his name's Peckums.
Oh, okay.
Peckums.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does some cool stuff with the crew, even though he's Big Mom's.
I think Dressrosa isn't that when Kaido's introduced too? Pretty sure that's where Kaido's introduced. Remember, because Kaido falls from the sky, or is it like Kaido calls Luffy up?
No, no, wait a minute.
Kaido is introduced.
We didn't see Kaido back in Skypiea, right?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Dressrosa.
I know he fell from Skypiea, but yes. I don't know when he did that. But I remember somewhere, it could be true, because I remember somewhere in here, before Whole Cake, like, she's talking to Kaido about how it's hers. He's like, oh, Luffy's mine. And then he goes to Wano, and then Kaido's like, he's here, I'm gonna kill him. And she's like, don't you dare. We'll do it as a team, like the old days.
Yeah, that's after Whole Cake Island. That's in between Whole Cake Island and Wano.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just wondering.
It's before Whole Cake Island. It's literally.
What did we see? When did we see Kaido? We saw him fall off Skypiea in Dressrosa?
Yes, it was like in Dressrosa, like the very end of Dressrosa is when he fell from the sky and landed in the ocean, or he landed on the land that you. It's spoilers, but in that episode, he falls from Skypiea and he hits the ground, I think. And then later on, you find out he hits the ground right in front of Kid and two other people meeting, because they were having a meeting. And Kaido says, serve me or die. And then, you know, they choose whether or not to serve him or die. That's how far Oda planned ahead to, you know, for Wano. Was all the way in Dressrosa.
That's really cool.
That's where Kaido's introduced.
I love how he brings stuff back and he's like hops arcs.
Yep.
All right, so moving on to Whole Cake.
Yep.
We've got Zoe, Whole Cake, and Levelly.
Yep.
What is the Levelly? Like that sounds like revelry to me.
Well, that
what is Levelly?
All right, so Levelly is where the 50 head people all meet of like the 170 nations in One Piece. Remember they had that big council meeting that's like a circle table. You had the big Poseidon, I think his name is. You know, it's there's a different...
That's when everyone meets up, but it's not. That's not called the revelry. It starts with an R, right?
Yeah. It's a name. All right, so Levelly is just a name variation for what you're trying to say. It's reverie.
Oh, it's reverie, not revelry. I was putting a V in it, so it's
reverie.
Wait, how is it?
Reverie. Reverie. Reverie.
Okay, so I was putting an L in it, not a V. Okay, the V is in it, but I was putting an L where there should not be an L.
But it's just a name variation of Reverie, which is where they all come together and talk about stuff that's going on into the world. I think that's, if I remember correctly, is that where they change some laws, right? And it like affects the world. It makes the warlords.
Do they? Yeah, that's right. Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
Neptune's the name of the guy I was talking about earlier. Neptune. Remember?
Yeah,
Neptune was like the biggest
Poseidon.
guy. Yeah, I said Poseidon.
I said Poseidon, but it's King Neptune.
Yeah, it's Neptune. But like, yeah, that's what Levelly is. That's the Levelly arc. It's not long. I think it's like a couple episodes. 12 episodes. It's 12 episodes.
It's cool though. I really like it because
that's where Kaido calls that's where Big Mom calls up Kaido and says, don't hurt Straw Hat. He's mine. You know, that's where I'm sorry. That's where Big Mom talks to Kaido for the first time. Yeah, it's
like from Whole Cake to Revelry, because while the Revelry's happening, they're like going to Wano. So it's like that in between spot there before, you know, they get to Wano.
Yep.
But I like the Revelry because you get to see all the girls that Luffy's helped, you know, his little harem of girls that he did not create himself. All these girls are just like, Luffy, and he's like, meat.
Yeah.
So you got Shirahoshi, Vivi, Rebecca, and what was it, Viola?
Viola. Pretty sure it's Viola. Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have let's see, Zoe. Is it Zoe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have Zoe with the elephant. Then you have Whole Cake in itself. Big Mom, one of my all-time worst.
Excuse me.
I hate Big Mom's villain. Like, I hate her. Say, Mama.
And that's where Sanji has his wedding, and we meet Pudding.
Yes. Oh, Pudding.
And him and Pudding make an awesome cake. I really liked that. I wish that Pudding wasn't so mean.
Yeah.
And they could just get along and be perfect
nice
for each other.
Yeah. And then after Whole Cake Island, you have Wano. Which is...
Final Saga.
Yep. And then Final Saga. Wano being, you know, the Wano arc. There is really no other arcs other than the Wano arc. I think there might be like non-canon arcs. I think Utah is in Wano. But that's a filler arc. We're not going to talk about that. But,
and Wano is long enough to be a whole entire anime by itself.
Yes, I think
so Wano is extremely long.
Yeah, 191 episodes, the longest one out of all the arcs. Wano's like
the longest arc. In One Piece.
Oh, of course it's the longest, but like it's like Whole Cake and Dressrosa combined, isn't it? Yeah, it's Whole Cake and Dressrosa. It's basically Whole Cake and Dressrosa arcs combined.
On Wano
episodes.
land.
Yeah.
Because everyone's coming to stage a coup for a really big bad dude.
Yep. And then you have the Final Saga, which is Egghead arc. which we haven't got to, so we're not even gonna mention anything about Egghead.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know nothing about it except for that Robin is not wearing any clothes.
yeah, they all change clothes in every arc, which is cool.
They all look very similar to the Beast Pirates when they all had to change into be Beast Pirates for Wano.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's like Beast Pirates but futuristic.
Futuristic Beast Pirates. Yeah, they don't look like normal One Piece characters, but
Not at all.
but that's cool.
But it's cool because anything can happen in One Piece. I mean, they had feudal era. They had like normal clothes.
That's what I'm saying. You have dinosaurs. You have unicorns. Dragons.
And now we have the future. We have like hoverboards and everything. Like,
yeah.
It's so cool that One Piece. Anything can happen in One Piece. So if you draw fan art or anything about One Piece, it can be canon. Like, I forget when this happened. I think this was during the 3-day, 2-year time skip.
Yeah.
Whenever Robin was on the snow island with that little girl that was drawing the pictures, she drew a candy island. Yep. And I was like, oh, I already know this is going to happen. Oda's definitely going to have a candy island in there and make Luffy go on that island and eat everything, because why would you not do that? Give it the people what they want.
Yeah, it's Whole Cake Island. And then
anything can happen. And it just makes perfect sense.
So out of all these sagas, which one's your favorite saga?
I think I'm going to have to go with Reverse Back Mountain or Punk Hazard.
That's your favorite arcs, right?
Yes. My favorite saga is the Summit War Saga.
Summit War Saga?
But I do also really like Dressrosa. It's hard to pick just one arc. But Dressrosa and Punk Hazard is a saga, so
mine is Sky Island Saga. I love Skypiea. Skypiea has always been my favorite, will always be my favorite. I love the Enel face. I love how Luffy was the perfect matchup against Enel. Anyone that goes up against Enel would automatically lose, in my opinion. He is considered one of the most powerful people in One Piece ever. He just was matched up against Luffy. Which was his worst match, like finding your exact opposite in a Pokemon battle. It's even worse than that. You know, that's like that's like you being paralyzed in a Pokemon battle. That's exactly what it is, because he can't. None of my attacks hurt you.
Yeah, and then he just like went off into the sky, and had a whole separate side story. In the manga, they tell you a lot more about what happens to NL.
Yeah, to the moon people. Doesn't he go to the people on the moon?
Yes. Yes, he like goes to the moon, and like everyone on the moon ends up being like, "Oh, you are God," and he like rules all the little people
on the moon. Yeah, it's crazy. Yes. It's crazy. See, One Piece is the only anime where that could happen. Like you have Candy Island, you have the moon people, and then you have a dead unicorn that's a zombie, and then you have the Samurai Age. Now you have hoverboards. Like there's just so much that goes on in One Piece. But that's my favorite saga. For favorite arc, I want to say Drum Island. I love Chopper's arc. Can't get much higher, so high. Whoa, which is that's funny. Like it's funny to think about the drum arc. I just had a brain fart. Forget everything I was about to say. It was just like zoop. I don't even know what I was just Drum Island arc is my favorite. All right, that's Drum Island arc is my favorite arc. I have more that are like honorable mentions. Annie's Lobby, Marineford, a post Annie's Lobby maybe. I'm mentioning all the sad stuff that happens in One Piece. I'm a very big sad connoisseur in One Piece. Like the things that happen
pulls at your heartstrings.
Yeah, like because those are memorable moments for me. Like I cried to those moments.
Well, just to try to kind of like wrap it up for myself, I'm gonna try one more time to pick one arc. I'm going to pick one arc. My favorite saga is the Summit War Saga with Saba Odi, Amazon Lily, Impel Down, Marineford, and Post-War Arc. Yep. That's my favorite saga. All 5 of those arcs are
such a great saga.
Golden. Yep. Love them. And one arc. I got to pick one arc.
There's 32 arcs, so it's hard to pick just one.
I mean, I narrowed it down to 3.
Yeah.
My goodness.
One arc that you just cannot go without. I like Dressrosa a lot. I will say that Dressrosa is one of my favorite arcs.
I might have to agree with you, because isn't okay? Dressrosa's with the Tontara tribe thing, and they had all the like. Yeah, I think I really like Dressrosa too. Now that I think about it, because doesn't Boa Hancock come back in Dressrosa and help Luffy a little bit?
Yes, she does.
And Trafalgar Law, you actually get to see him fighting with Trafalgar Law. And when I see Law, I'm like, oh my god, finally I get to see this guy I've been seeing around everywhere on the internet, and I have no idea what he does or why people like him so much. But
Shambles.
Yeah. And you get to see a little bit more about him, and you learn about his backstory and everything, and you learn about Corazon, and I'm like, wow, this is actually really cool, you know?
Real quick tangent before we wrap it up. I don't like how Oda treated Trafalgar Law in in everything, the manga and anime.
He nerfed him.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Cause like Law's ability was so overpowered. Like he would be able to easily defeat.
It's the OP no mi.
It is. It's the OP no mi. Like his room ability when it was first released, his room ability allowed Law to do anything he wanted in that room. It was a small space, but if he got you in that room, he could take your heart out your chest and kill you instantly, right?
And he can't do that now?
Can't do it. He's never done it again. He only did it once, I think, or twice. Never did it again. It's like he forgot about the most OP ability you can do. It's like he forgot how to do it.
I mean, but in the Whole Cake Island arc, they carried around Caesar's heart the entire time.
Yep. That Law took out of his body. That was Law.
Yeah.
Yo, so why can't he do that to Big Mom? In the Big Mom fight that we're watching right now, and room. Shambles.
And take her heart.
And then take her heart and then squeeze it.
Why can't he do that?
Because
I think it's because their Conqueror's Haki's too strong for him.
No, it's because he got
like they gotta have some kind of something that they're unable to reach. You know what I mean?
Because the fight scenes would be very dull if he did that. That's why he can't do that. Okay, let's just admit it. That's why he can't do it. Because the fight scenes would be so over so quick. They would be like, oh yeah, we're fighting, clash, and then he just room shambles and kills them. And
yeah, like, but there has to be an actual reason. Because Oda always has a reason. Like, yeah, maybe Trafalgar did get nerfed, but
that's what it is. Because Trafalgar got nerfed. I mean,
he really did get nerfed.
When Oda released him, he made him too powerful, and then he was like, look, I have to rewind. I have to go back and like change this because he is too powerful. He's way too powerful, and that's okay. You have to
give it some limitations.
Literally, I think Kaido's too powerful, in my opinion. But I mean, that was just my opinion.
Yeah,
I think Kaido's way too powerful.
But that's the thing, though. If Luffy can beat him, then we have all of these different instances of how many things Kaido has survived to know how strong you have to be to defeat Kaido.
Exactly.
You've got to have all these other handicaps about like an old scar reopening and everything else. You gotta have something else to chase and beat. There's gotta be another power level above you.
Yeah. Isn't it called like the Dragon Ball Z effect or something like that, where it's like you always have someone above you in power level, so you have to train harder to beat that person in power level? I think Dragon Ball Z. I think it's called the Dragon Ball Z effect. It gets kind of redundant in the sense of like Dragon Ball Z, the way they did it. Like Goku can destroy worlds. It's way too powerful. And then like Naruto, the way Naruto did it, I feel like was pretty good. I like how Naruto did it. Like he had to train hard. But then Naruto, they released that that little secret cheat for Naruto because Naruto is alright. I'm about to get into a very big tangent real quick. Naruto, they plot armored his abilities so badly. The real person in Naruto, you're fine. The real person in Naruto, like Naruto's based off of like believing in yourself and training hard in order to become Hokage, right? Like that's the whole point of Naruto, is to train hard to become Hokage. Naruto never trained hard to become Hokage except for one time And then that one time he did train hard, they unleashed a cheat for him. I'll get into it in a second. The person that should become Hokage is Rock Lee. And I know I'm gonna get so much hate in the comments for that. No, listen.
That's wild.
Rock Lee.
Are you talking about a video game right now?
I'm talking about Naruto. I'm talking about the anime. In order to become Hokage, you need to train hard. That's the premise of Naruto, is to become Hokage, to train hard.
Well, I mean, Rock Lee obviously trained very hard.
That's the only person that trained.
No chakra. But
Neji had talent. Naruto had no talent, but he has so much plot armor that Naruto has so much plot armor that even when Naruto trained, he got cheat codes. For example, when he was training his chakra, he activated shadow clone jutsus in order to absorb their XP into his own body. Remember, he had like 150 shadow clone jutsus, and like they would disappear, and the knowledge of that would come back to him whenever he was practicing Rasengan. Yeah, that's
he can sit here and be somewhere and have like two clones protecting him while he's in sage mode, and then disappear, and then boom, I have sage mode now, even though I'm still fighting you.
That's cheating. That's cheap. That's very cheap, right? Rock Lee doesn't have any abilities. Everything Rock Lee has done has all been by training. Naruto's training, he has Kuma.
Doesn't the Hokage need to be strong in order to protect the village?
Rock Lee is
someone's going to come for the head of the Hokage.
I mean, Naruto's stronger than Rock Lee, but that's because he has a nine-tailed beast in him. That's the only reason. If Naruto never had Kumara inside of him, he would have never become Hokage. Never. He would have never been strong enough. Like, he has so much plot armor. So that's my little side tangent. I'm sorry, I went on.
I think you said Naruto's beast name wrong. Isn't it Kurama?
I'll say Kumara. Kurama.
Isn't it Kurama?
It's the nine-tailed fox. See, K-U, I know how to spell it. Kurama is how you spell it. I know how you spell it. I don't know how you say it.
Kurama.
Kurama?
Kurama.
It's C, not K?
No, yeah, it's K. It's a K. I don't know why I said C.
Kurama. Yeah, I know how to spell it. I don't know how to say it probably. I say Kumara. Kumara, yeah. I say Kumara.
Kumura?
Yeah.
Mura would be M-U-R-A.
Mara. Okay. Anyway,
it's not Mara. Mara, it's Rama.
Sorry. It's the nine-tailed fox is what I'm getting at. If he never had the nine-tailed fox in him, he would never become Hokage. It would have never happened. He has so much plot armor, and that's why Naruto never deserved to be Hokage, even though he did become Hokage. The whole premises of Naruto and him building power is all wrong. That's why Naruto might be one of the greatest animes, but the story's just never gonna mount up to One Piece. Because Luffy, he actually has to train. He doesn't have some ability that allows him to just gain instant XP. He doesn't have some ability that's stored inside of his body other than his willpower. That's stored in his body. It gives him extra chakra, you know? The only thing that keeps Luffy better than other people is his will. The will of
meat.
And meat.
If he has meat, then he has energy. Yeah. And the body doesn't work that way, but it does with Luffy.
And Oda. Oda's storyline is you have meat and milk, you can defeat your enemies. Just remember that, kids. So just to wrap up real quick, that's all the sagas and arcs in One Piece and our favorite sagas and arcs in One Piece. You have any closing statements you would like to say?
Maybe on the Naruto thing. I mean, like,
go ahead. Yeah.
I never watched Boruto, but when you see him being Hokage, he's doing paperwork. It looked like he was doing a pretty good job. Like, it seems like he took it seriously, and it is helpful that he has all of these shadow clones, so he can literally be multiple places at once.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, the shadow clone jutsu is a forbidden jutsu.
Yep.
The shadow clone jutsu was a forbidden jutsu.
But you need to know how to make at least one. They teach you how to make one in school, but
yeah,
you know, he saw that scroll and he got that cheat code. Now he's like, oh yeah, I can only make a very, very pure imitation, but now I can make a bunch that are perfect.
Yeah. Arguably, the strongest ability in Naruto is sexy jutsu. Is the one that's the cheapest one is sexy jutsu. Like, forget Rasengan, just turn into sexy jutsu and just beat him. Just punch him in the face.
One Piece has that too, though. Remember when Foxy put the female head on, and he's like,
about to say that.
"Oh, are you Foxy's sister?"
I was about to say that. One Piece Happiness Punch by Nami. Like, you know, One Piece has its tropes. But yeah, that's all the sagas.
That's it. That's all the sagas and arcs in order, and some side tangents, and some correcting him on him saying names wrong, as it will always happen.
Always happen. Thank you so much, guys.
From this day until my last day, I will correct you on names.
I will absolutely let you. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Piece It Together podcast. Have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed your snacks, and I hope you had a relaxing time. We'll catch you in the next episode.